Right on time for high
Hey,
noon.
Hello and welcome. It's high noon again on Saturday, and time to join Shadow and friends for a little chat and a book review. Hope
yeah.
everybody's having a great weekend so far. Rex, how you doing, buddy?
And if you're not, you're just screwed. Uh, I'm doing
That's
great. Doing great. Celebrating 10 years of drawing Bog today.
woohoo! Happy anniversary, my friend.
Yes, yes. You want to see some Bog exclusives?
Sure. We'll take a look at those. Elsie, hey, how about you, my friend? You doing all right?
Man, can't complain.
All right, hold on, Rex. I got to change our layout here, and we'll,
Oh
we'll
my
put you
God.
big.
See, I got to be the bomb in the room, don't I? Boom.
That's right.
But I
Let's see
spent some
here.
time on these. So,
Smells like you let a bomb. Oh,
oh, that's not me.
Oh,
I'm
damn
not
it,
that
that's not
handsome.
it.
good.
Hold on. Let me swap you over there.
Uh,
There we go.
Today we're
Okay,
having
now.
on Critical Blast on the 4 o'clock shadow along with Charlie McElvey. He's got Yakuza 3 on Kickstarter.
Oh,
Here we
okay.
go.
I don't
Okay,
think I'm
so
familiar with
this
Charlie.
is the one I worked on, Tank Ferrets. I had already drawn it out. It was a quick drawing.
Nice.
Very nice.
Been trying to work in some full color, you know.
I like
Hopefully
the
my
eyes, man. It came out
is
nice.
my is my camera all right?
Yeah, you're looking good today. You're not all potatoed.
All right. And then on these may be offered on the campaign. So on these, I said 10 years of bog. I'm only going to put that on there for today. So we'll see how many I can do. I've done 3 so far. So there we
Hey,
go.
old
There's
Scarlet Fever in the chat. Good to see
Hey
you,
Scarlett.
Scarlet.
Hey,
Ooh, yeah, I like
Scarlet
that one too,
Fever.
Rick.
That one's a
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Hey,
like
Bone.
I
Scarlett
like
came on with me the other day. That was awesome.
I like the dark eyes better.
Yep. Yeah, the red
Yeah,
eyes are sort of significant. Hey, Bone. Bone in the house. And then here's the third one.
Hail the chat because I can't see who's in it, but appreciate you. That's
we got
nice.
Scarlet and Bone and us so far. So
And maybe
I'm sure we'll have.
lurkers. You never know about the lurkers,
You
you know?
never know. You never know.
Yeah. So
I
with this one,
invited a few more guests, so
I kind of drew it out in the colors, and then the very last thing, or one of the last things, was to put some dark lines in there. But
yeah,
I
that
pretty
one came
much
out nice.
drew it with the colored markers, so it's got a
I like,
little lighter
I
palette than
like your color palette in that one, brother. It's nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
You got a pastelish look
Well, there
where
you
the
go.
dark
Three
eyes look
different, three
earthy.
different looks for Bob,
Oh
but
crap!
he's always
Sorry
got the
about that,
two
Merv.
twigs.
Um,
Hey, Jonas,
uh,
Jonas in the house, and Marv.
let me see. I can make
So
hmm.
we have Sweden from Jonah, Bone. I'm not sure where Bone is, and Scarlett's in Bama. Can I call it Bama?
Sweet home
Just focus on this handsome face,
That's right.
Alabama.
especially after
Sorry about that, Marv. I
I
sent you
kind of woke
the
up.
wrong link accidentally. I hope. I wonder if Homer got the right one too.
I
Shoot.
sent the wrong link to somebody once, and yeah, I've got a kid now. Anyway,
That happens. You got to be careful
Florida man, Bones in Florida. That's right, Florida man.
where you're laying that
Uh,
link.
and Marv's in Peru,
Portugal, I believe.
Rude.
Portugal. I always say
Good.
Peru. That's why I question.
Well,
Yeah.
how's it going in Portugal? That's an interesting question.
Elsie, have you found a stand yet?
No, I've looked.
You've looked. Okay. Well, I wasn't even looking for
I
it.
haven't given up. I'm looking.
Did you ask the manager? See, you need to. Do you have the
I did.
Topaz comic book stand? That's
I
what it's called.
yes. YES.
Okay. In the back. Yeah. And you just haven't put it out yet. Yeah.
And he said he didn't have it.
Portugal.
And he
I'll
said,
try and get it right, but I make no promises, Marv.
Portugal,
Marv, I was pushing
Peru,
hard. I was pushing hard for you to work for Shadowhawk on his new project. but it might be just he's getting the character developed. So, but I think your black and white and your sensibility, and you put birds. I just
Yeah.
think it would be a perfect mix for you. Of course, Omar's good too, and there's
I,
other.
I would I would love to have Marv, but Marv is doing his own book right now and getting ready for a new
I get
launch.
it.
So
He can't take out a few minutes just to scrawl something on. You won't know the difference.
Marv said he was working on something for me. Uh, it,
Uh,
I
yeah,
I understand if he can't do the whole book. That's great. I would be happy just to have a piece.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, why not? And I mean, if nothing else, you could get him to do a cover or, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, if he has the time,
a
I'd love
back
to.
cover because you got to cover the back with something too. Of course, we talked about that. I think all black with your symbol right there in the middle of the book.
Yeah,
That's all you need, man. That's
I'm
great
thinking that
brand.
might. Yeah, that may be the way I go with that one. So
Hmm.
I like that
Oh,
idea.
I would love that. I mean, your daughter did you an awesome favor when she created that. That was
What would really be cool, and I have to look into it because I don't even know if they do this, but I believe they do. I would
You
like to
are
do
my
a.
favorite Latino, but don't let Pedro know that. But Pedro can get very talkative sometimes. I'd like it's hard to be on a stream with him sometimes because he's like all the
Oh,
time cracking.
Pedro's awesome. Man. Um,
I'm full screen, right? You do know that, or do I need to remind you, Colt?
yeah, no, it's all right. I was just waiting to see if you had some more bug stuff to show with
No, that
Wiggle
was
Bug.
it. I only did three
Okay.
because when you do a color job like this, it takes some time,
Right, right.
you know.
Um,
Definitely.
now you made me
Made
forget
from
what I was.
scratch daily.
Yep, made me
Wish
forget what I was going to say.
characteristics like
Um, oh, anyway, I'd like to do, if I can, a limited edition, if I can afford it, um, a black chromium cover where it's just black and white, line work on the front, and then the back would be my logo, but
I
all black
wonder if they
chromium.
could do something similar. Like you want that depth, though. That you want that depth, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
shiny black, like looking into the depths of your soul.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You could probably do a shiny black full cover. Now it might
That's
not
true.
be.
Yeah, I got to look into it because I don't even know if they can
Chromium's
do.
going to be expensive. It with chromium. It seems like it has an embossed one
Hmm.
layer, but it comes out flat on top.
Yeah, it's weird. It's got that kind of textured inside. It
Uh-huh.
looks really cool on the inside of the pages. I mean, I'd
Yeah,
almost.
it's not my favorite though.
Let's just do it in pure silver. 9.9.
There you go.
Eyes are monkey.
$1,000 a copy, limited to 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might have a taker or two, and then there you go. You're funded.
There you go, man. I mean, you never know. I could do some custom watches like Camel Moon. I'm sure those would
Yeah.
fly like a lead balloon.
And you don't make them till they pay. You know.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. You got to pay the
Remember when
fees
that
before.
was a thing, Shadowhawk? And even John Malin, I remember him saying that was like, you make 3 or 4 pieces of artwork for the campaign. You put it up there. It looks nice, and people back it, fund it. That's what crowd, and then you do the project from there on. I mean, but if it
Exactly.
doesn't fund, you haven't got a lot invested in it. Only 3 or 4 pieces, and I get that.
Right, right.
I think the
Okay.
strategy's kind of changed for a lot of backers. They want a quick turnaround and go on to the next thing. So they're trying to get their projects like 100% done before they even crowdfund, which kind of is counterintuitive to crowdfunding, right?
Yeah, it's
Somewhat.
kind of well, and I understand people have gotten more impatient over the years. They want their stuff turned around quicker, but that's
Mm-hmm.
really not
Mm-hmm.
the nature of crowdfunding. So you
But
got to
I
kind of
mean, a few creators kind of burned the bridges and spoiled the
right.
pickle
Well, it only
barrel.
takes a few people to not show up, or not finish a project, or promise a
Right.
color version of a book and they don't deliver, and then they disappear. Things like that do not
Well,
help our
you
community.
can't just blame it on the big creators, though, Shadowhawk.
I'm not. There's
Look
been a
at
lot of smaller guys too.
yeah. What was that one with the lizard? And you got the cyber frog lizard, the one we waited 2 years for.
Oh,
Uh,
Oddity. from
Oddity, yeah. I hate to pick on that one, but that one always comes to mind. And I don't know what his thing was, but it took 2 years to come out. Not, I know there's difficulties, but I'm just
yeah,
saying there's a smaller creator as an example. It's not
but
just the big creator.
it ended up being a good book. The art was nice. The story was good.
Okay.
A lot of
Unfortunately,
a lot of the projects have been late because people are doing comics for the very first time, and it's something new to them, and they get in trouble and they don't know what to do, or maybe they got burned, with an artist or a colorist or something, and that
mhm.
delays things. So
Well, I know.
uh,
I mean, even Malin with his latest project, and he's been saying he's been through 2 colorists already and working on a third now because
well, one of his
the
artists
guy's
died.
just well, yeah, well that was Tommy, but Tommy was doing pencils.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that I mean, I was gonna have Grave Tales colored by oh gosh. Now I'm drawing a blank because I just got up.
Oh, was it Andy gonna do that for him?
Yeah, Andy was gonna originally color
Yeah.
that for me, and I just
Rest
the
in peace,
girl never
Andy.
sent him the files, and then he passed away.
Yeah.
So yeah, Andy was gonna take a shot at it.
Yeah, it was sad to lose Andy too, man. He would have been a nice asset for a lot of
Hell,
people.
he died in his 30s, I guess. He was like
Yeah,
Michael
dude, it's
Turner.
crazy. Like, I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, hold on one second. I'm gonna show you
Anyway,
all a
we
little
might get a
something.
book review in here
We
somewhere.
might. We got a few more
Oh,
minutes.
oh,
A little. This is a little tea rose plant.
oh, something for Mama Hawk to pee on.
Mm, that's
Oh, it's
right. Yeah.
alive. It's
Just
Are you
alive.
you know,
gonna put that out in the yard?
no.
Transplant?
It's the emergency box. Because it's really cold out there. So Mama's gotta just gotta do one in the yard. She can just use a little pot. No, I'm just kidding. That's her Valentine's Day present, along with some candy and all that good stuff.
Man.
Anyway, let me prepare things here. We'll get the review
Mama
going
Hawk only
in
does
about 2 or 3 minutes.
number 1, even though he made it sound like she squats and does number 2 out in the yard.
No.
Oh my goodness. He would never
Oh
talk
my!
Mama
You're so
Shadow
lucky.
like
Mama's at
that.
work right now.
Have you got
Anyway,
have you got snow on the ground right now, Shadowhawk?
oh yeah, we got another 4 inches last night.
Oh gosh. We got
Oh,
rain. Did you get
yeah.
rain, Elsie?
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah,
A bunch of rain. It's
we're
raining
supposed to
out there
get
now.
we're supposed to get a little more snow tonight, and then
We're
the rest of
have
the
it back.
week for like the next 8 days is supposed to be clear, but we're going to be sub-zero temperatures, like highs of like 7 to 10,
Oh my God.
minus -14, -20 at night. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Death. That would be.
And I'm having issues with my car that I can't do anything about right now because I need to have adhesive that will stick so I can seal an air leak. And you can't make anything stick in this below zero temperatures. So I'm having to
Yeah,
drive
you
my
just
car
about
right
have to
now.
go in a garage, raise the temperature, and then
Mhm.
fix it
Uh,
and leave it there. Yeah.
And I got
Have it
nobody
run.
handy that I can drive over and get into the
Yeah.
garage for a couple
And
hours.
when it's
So
sub-zero weather, whatever, however cold, what has your temperature been there?
right now it's I think 12.
Oh gosh, I felt that in my loins. Are you kidding
Hey,
me?
Yeah,
That's
dude,
cold.
it's
hey,
freaking cold,
Shadow,
man.
it's going to be 66 here.
Oh, geez, Louise. You're killing me.
It's probably about the same here.
All right, you
Elsie,
boys. It's
Elsie and I.
almost time.
Okay.
So I want to give you a little background on this because I don't know if we're gonna make it through this one
Are we
today.
gonna have an unboxing? You got anything to unbox?
Yeah, maybe if this review ends up going short because
Okay.
I don't want to
I
get
just
into
want.
it too much just yet. But I read it earlier again just to refresh myself with it, and then I went and laid
And now
down
you
for a little.
stink like Barbarian.
Right, I went and laid down for a little bit, and I was thinking about it, and uh,
Well, Shadow, we're
it,
praying you, man. I know
there's just
you.
something that
We're here
bothers
for it.
me about it. You know what I mean? I think it's the writing style, if anything. It's not the artwork or anything that really bothers me. It's
Bone says it's 81 and partly cloudy in Florida. where he's
Oh, Bowen, they're killing me, man.
Hey, spring is around the corner. You know,
Good
4
Lord, man. I
inches
need to
last
get
night.
someplace for him.
An additional 4 inches last night.
Yeah. On top of what we just had a
You
couple of
gotta
days ago.
move those joints.
Oh,
Oh,
Those
bro,
joints got to be seasoned up.
I am so rickety, man. It's like,
Elsie
and I-
actually would be getting into the fetal position and shaking. He couldn't take that coat.
tells you
I'd
be
be
frozen solid by now. He'd just be
Yeah.
just
He would look
stacking.
like a frozen Colonel Sanders.
I would be, man. I'd be moving. That's where I'd be doing.
I like it nice and cool, and I think it was summertime, so I had the air on. He was all seized up. When he came over to visit me one day, he woke up that way. I kid you not. He was in a fetal position on the bed, seizing up and shaking like he was in a seizure.
Wow.
That's when I first learned that he seizes up if it gets too cold.
As he's sitting there going,
I
okay.
Bone says I shrivel when it gets below 60.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh! I hope Scarlett didn't hear that.
I was just telling Mama Hawk last night, I was like, I cannot wait to move someplace south, man. I don't want no more of these winters, man. They're killing me.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
got to
handle.
throw Mama out in the snow and let her freeze to death so you can move.
Hey now.
Hey, she's at work. He won't hear it.
Oh, all right, yeah, she's not hearing that. Okay. All right, boys. Well, we're gonna get started on this review. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way through or not. So here we go. Get my background
So
set
who
up here.
published this? Who published this, and how long ago did this come out?
Okay, we're gonna get into that. This, I believe, was one of the, what was it, 7 or 8 comics that were part of that Spencer's deal. Remember when all that shit went sideways a few years back?
Yeah, I don't like the coloring, the magenta coloring right off bat. I just don't.
Yeah, kind of weird for a Barbarian title, isn't
And
it?
orange, yeah. It's,
I got several Shadow.
What's that?
It almost looks 3D though. I do like the bridge there, kind of, sort of. That's different. I don't know if it'd work without the colors.
Again, like I got a couple problems with this thing, but I think it's mostly the writing style. But
Can we see the back cover while we're looking at covers? Can we?
Yeah, the back. It's got a whole big old spiel on there about how this is a great jumping on point, and they really
Marv
pulled it
says great
together,
cover.
and they thank everybody. Yeah, it's not bad. I like I said, I'm kind of on board with Rex on the magenta. But again, let's look inside. This is Vault Comics. Vault Comics presents. Let's get that glare out there for you guys. So, I mean, we're kind of sticking with this pastel color kind of thing here, which I guess is all right.
Well, I mean, it'd be great with 3D glasses.
Good Lord. I cannot get rid of this glare.
Marv says, I think that banner is a problem. I heard you ordered your tripod, or you're going.
Yeah, it's not here yet. I was really hoping it was going to come in this morning.
Oh, that says Ryder. I thought it said Whites.
All right, Michael.
For the only Whites only.
Michael Moretti is the writer. Nathan Gooden is the artist. Fabiana Marquez. So
now we know who to blame.
Fabiana, I would believe, is a lady colorist. So maybe that's why. And then Jim Campbell for letters. Letters are cool. They're easily legible. Kind of a weird story. We've got a possessed talking axe, kind of like Stormbringer from Elric, where he kind of gets energy and stuff from the people that the barbarian kills with it. He drinks their blood and gets stronger and all this.
He looks like a lion man or an orc.
Yeah. It's again, like I said, I don't know. Maybe
remember Stronum Dog? He talked to his rifle. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
But that was technology.
It's been again. It's kind of a trope that's been done before, right? But it's cool.
Bones says the choice in colors makes sense now.
Okay.
I don't know how, but
Anyway, here's my issue with this thing. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna go all the way through this or not because
Freaky head.
you can do it.
um, it's the dialogue, the back and forth between the characters. It's trying very hard to be funny and not doing the best job of succeeding. Um,
Gotcha.
The art looks good, you know.
the art's not, yeah, it's not bad. And then the
I
color
like
palette goes a little bit back and forth with some of the
the
pages.
expressions. I like the expressions on those faces.
Yeah.
We've got some nice, drawn in sound effects, stuff like that. This guy gets basically folded in half.
That's
So,
cool that
I mean,
it trails off the page there. Because if you got folded in half, your dialogue would go on for 2 or 3 pages.
Exactly.
Wow, that looks like hippie Hulk.
Yeah, kind of. He's also
With
a
the
vampire.
chastity belt, you know.
Yeah, he's a vampire of some sort.
Oh, wow.
So that, and it's actually, I've got mixed feelings about this book. The writing style was a little different. I might like it a little better, but it's like this bantery back and forth crap the whole time between the barbarian and everybody else. They finally get to their goal. There's a giant sleeping dragon. He's drunk, and they're
that
just
big
gonna.
dude looks like Bubba.
That's they're just gonna steal this chest here while the dragon is sleeping. But then they realize, wait a minute, where's Steel, our vampire,
That's
muscular
cool.
Hulk
Where
guy?
his chest is, the dragon's chest. It almost looks like steps leading up to something.
Yeah. Um,
There's
anyway,
Bubba.
so they realize that this crazy vampire guy's not with them. They're like, where the hell is he at? He comes flying in out of nowhere, jumps on the dragon, and
Oh my.
just bites him in the neck, chews his freaking head clean off. And then, of course, the axe is laying there drinking up the blood because it loves blood. And the
That's a
barbarian dude
trip.
is all pissed off at the vampire, his buddy, because he's like, we didn't even have to kill that dragon. It was passed out drunk. We could have just grabbed the trunk and gone. And the vampire guy, he's like, whatever. He likes to kill people. So
Had to feed my axe.
it's okay, Daisy. Just a mailman.
I thought that might have been honey there for a minute.
No.
Marv says the art is good indeed.
Yeah, I like it. The art's good. Like I said, I don't know if I enjoy the color palette that much. Again, the writing, the bantery back and
Do you
forth
think
stuff.
it would have been better in black and white? And the answer is yes.
Well, that's always going to be my answer, but
Right.
So anyway, they get the chest. They bring it back to this dude. Apparently told him, that it was his family heirloom and all this stuff from his grandma, and he just had to have it back. So they hired the barbarian and his crew to go get it from the dragon, which they ended up killing the dragon unnecessarily. And then they find out this guy was lying to him. He doesn't even know what was in the chest.
Oh,
Marv says it's way better than anything by the Rippaverse.
For sure.
Hello,
Gable Pennyshot.
Gable saying, "Happy Saturday, friends."
Good to see you, Gable. Happy Saturday, my friend. So anyway, we find out that because the question that kept popping up was, who's bringing the booze to the dragon? Well, it turns out the dragon had kids, and that's who was bringing the booze for Mom. So they're coming after him now to get revenge because, of course, these guys are all soaked in the blood of Mama Dragon, so they're easily trackable.
So I guess they go into a village and they pick up a keg on the docks or wherever, just lying around. They bring the mead or whatever the drink is to the
Mama Dragon,
whatever it was.
I guess so. Yeah, it was supposed to be Mama, according to the story. Anyway, so
unless they can morph into people and steal the alcohol.
I mean, that's possible, but they don't make that clear.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, so they take off running to get away from these dragons. This guy doesn't want to leave the chest behind, and he's not strong enough. He's not strong enough to lift it. The barbarian yells at her, like, "Are you nuts? Let's get out of here." And he says, "I can't leave the chest." And of course, he ends up getting
Stupid.
toasted.
Yeah.
Big time.
Toasted. So yeah, there's a bit of that. And then again, all the bantery writing, it like it's trying too hard.
Smells like barbecue.
Let me try to find an
Human
example.
flesh barbecue.
So this is not too bad. The actiony parts and stuff, and
Right.
Well,
again,
you
art's
Chad,
decent,
might have
and
been
the story is overall fun. It's a nice adventure. Like I said, it's just the dialogue. I think all this like forced bantery bullshit.
Yeah.
they're like four.
I think you do need some. Would you get lost if there was no dialogue, or would the art lead you through it clearly? Seems like it'd be a little bit confusing without dialogue.
Yeah. I think it would be. I mean, piecing the story together would be kind of tough. It jumps around a lot. From
You could cut the
scene to scene.
dialogue in half. Cut the dialogue in
Oh yeah,
half.
it needed a better story, I guess. Yeah. How many
And
pages Bone wants to know?
a lot of
How many?
jump cuts. It's probably like 22, 24. There's like a
So it's a
7.
floppy.
Yeah, it's a 7 or 8 page backup story in here that we're not going to bother with.
Backup story and something that little. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, introducing another character in this
Oh yeah, I
universe.
got to get that new character in there. I wonder if they've done anything since this.
See, like here's an example of the bannery shit that I'm talking about. The girl is like, "Really? I thought you said the only appropriate emotion was hunger." And the vampire says, "There are exceptions. Consider those children. Hardly enough blood in them to drain." And she's like, "And there it is." And then the axe is like, "Ha ha! That's just what I was thinking." It just seems so forced, and
Yeah.
I'm not real happy with the dialogue here. And then we jump into another part of the story. They go and meet the chief of this
I like that face.
Yeah,
band of
he
guys.
looks like a real winner.
Yeah. Now, and a little background: the
Oh, look at
barbarian
this.
dude has been cursed by a witch to be immortal. And until he breaks the curse, he's gonna live forever. So him and this chief used to be buddies way back when, but now the chief is like 90 years old and doesn't remember shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
anyway,
that's
they get involved with another quest. They got to find out what happened to this village, and of course, they're gonna have to climb to the top of the mountain to find out exactly what was going on. And then we get tons of word balloons with all of the forced bantery bullshit again. And then we suddenly go to a flashback, which, okay, took me a second to figure out what was going on. Had to reread this. I was like, oh, okay, this is the barbarian guy when he was a kid. They made reference to it earlier that he was raised in a cage and forced to
okay.
fight and all this kind of stuff. There's this flashback scene of him being forced to fight this other giant barbarian when, he's just a little guy and getting his ass kicked. And
Gladiator.
apparently, yeah, that happens day after day after day until he finally becomes an adult and they let him out of the cage. So now we're back to the present and we're bantering our way up the side of the
So
mountain.
not a great childhood.
No. He had it kind of rough. Um, this
Sound
shot
like
here seemed like
Gladiator.
somebody was trying real hard to do a little John Buscema Conan.
Oh, it's Arak, son of thunder.
Yeah, there you go. But
But it does look like Buscema around the eyes with the dark
yeah, a
hair.
little bit, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
So
Little
anyway, they
bit.
meet these guys. They fill them in on a little background. Tell them, don't go up the mountain. Don't try to save these people. You're not gonna like it if you do. And they're like, well, that's what we do. I'm a barbarian. I'm sworn to protect these people. So they head up the mountain anyway. And of course, they run into some dark magic. And suddenly the flashback makes a little sense because some of the big barbarian guys that they were having to fight when they were growing up, apparently their spirits pop up on the side of the mountain and start attacking these guys. The witch is trying to figure out where the magic is coming from. Short little battle ensues where these guys are like, freaking out, but they manage to fight anyway.
Are they just in this world encountering these things? There's not really a goal.
Yeah, the goal, as far as I can tell, the barbarian just wants to find this witch or whatever, so that he can break his curse and finally be able to die. That's his whole goal. He doesn't. Yeah, he don't care about anything else really.
And he's got friends that are tagging along for that.
Apparently, yeah. So,
But
seems like it wouldn't be easy to talk them into that.
He said he was those people, so he actually is doing
Right. Well, that was his original, like growing up or whatever. The barbarians, were pledged to protect the people within their territory.
Yeah. He didn't forget it though. So
no, but apparently something has happened because the barbarians are no longer protecting the people, which is why they're climbing the top of the mountain to try to find out why. So they finally get to the top of the mountain and they find this guy. He's the guy who folded that guy in half back at the beginning of the story.
Okay.
And he's some kind of wizard or mage or something like that. He's talking smack to the barbarian guy. And then he says, "Remember your old friend Tharg," and that's the big guy that we saw.
Right, Hulk. Okay.
That's the big guy that we saw smashing the crap out of the barbarian dude back in the flashback.
Bubba, show the man out. Bubba, show the man out.
That's right. And then we get into special preview for Deathstalker, which is the little backup story in the back. So that was the final page there. The big.
So there's
big
kind
reveal
of a cliffhanger there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, what was the deal with the 7? They were supposed to deliver on a regular basis. Maybe that's why.
The original. No, the original thing was apparently. Hold on, let me turn this camera off. Get us back to regular layout. Dang it. Anywho, no, the original thing with the Spencer's deal was this guy had scammed a bunch of people into believing that he had a hookup with Spencer gift stores all across the country, and that if they would pool their money together, print their comic books, and I think they had to do like so many copies each, like 2,500 or something, so that they could, have enough for distributorship to all the stores. That this guy was going to, get them the deal, and then, they would be distributed in Spencer's, and, it's a whole nother outlet of people to see your books, all this stuff. So these 7 creators got together, they pooled all their, didn't pool all their money. They had to, print their own things so that they could all get in on this deal. Then it turns out that the whole thing was bullshit. The guy that was telling them he had the deal with Spencer's never had a deal. There was never going to be any distributorship. So now these guys have all invested, $5,000 to $10,000 in these books, and they got nowhere to sell them now. So yeah. So a couple of months later, they kind of all got together and launched a crowdfunding campaign, so that they could recoup some of their money off of all these issues that they had printed. So I forget what the buy-in was. It wasn't too terrible, but you got all 7 books because they were already printed, and it was a nice way to check out some new stuff that maybe I would check out, maybe I wouldn't have if they were individually, campaigned. So overall, it was a pretty good deal monetarily wise. I just don't know if they were books I would have backed, if it wasn't for the special deal. Plus, I felt bad for these guys getting screwed over. So I was trying to help them out, recoup a little money. But overall, it's not a terrible story. I don't like the forced bantery dialogue. That's my biggest criticism. I had a hard time getting through this thing earlier. But like I said, after I read it, I thought about the story. It's not too bad. It's a little jump cutty in places, like kind of jumps from scene to scene a bit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this one a 5. I'm very iffy on it. And,
I'm gonna look for my copy, see if I can.
Oh, you got one of these too, huh?
I got like a little run. I'd bought some from dude online, and they were part of it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how much more these guys had actually done, if they put out more or anything.
A bunch of them. I think I got 3 or 4 copies.
We can barely hear you, but
Oh, okay. Do I need to move in?
There you
Always.
go. That's
Is this
better.
out?
Isn't it?
Okay,
Yes,
well, I had
that
to move it a little bit. 'Cause I guess my
Arrow
speaker's
Crew.
on.
Okay, that Marv says that was the Arrow Crew that got screwed over. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember the
Arrow
name of
Comics.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russ Leach was in on that. Yeah.
Yeah, Russ was part of it. There was a few guys in there. And I don't know. Like I said, just something about this book. I guess the coloring, the kind of forced feel of the dialogue, the kind of forced bantery kind of thing. It's like they're trying to be like X Force from back in the Rob Liefeld days or something.
Oh
Okay.
God,
That
like that
you
was
know that
literary genius back in the day. My God,
yeah, like that kind of bantery, like
why would you
forced
ever want
funny
that? I
crap.
don't get that.
I don't know. Again, I'm not big on the writing style, but overall, it was a decent comic. Yeah, I give it about a 5. So, but
Brutal review.
I'm sorry, man. I said I was gonna be honest, and yeah, like I said, I don't know if I would have backed this book by itself if it was campaigned on its own. Um, I'm very
Well,
critical of barbarian books because I grew up with Conan, and nothing else really seems to stand up very well for me. Um,
Right.
the Elric saga that they did back in the '90s was cool, but I've always loved that story as well. Um, I don't
That
know,
was
just
that was P. Craig Russell, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Hmm.
I kind
I've
of
got
like
a
Cole.
promo poster for that book.
Cole's okay,
Oh yeah,
but I
Cole was good, but then we're talking,
did Red Sonja. I got a bunch
yeah,
of her.
Red Son, yeah, I like, but again, those are the barbarian books from back in the '70s and '80s when they were good. Like,
I even got the ones from Dynamite. Those newer ones
oh yeah, yeah.
have 10 different, and I'm talking good ones.
Hmm.
Do a
Well, actually, our buddy Ross Leach is he's working on Cole comics right now, bringing back the King Cole series, but obviously under a different name. But
right.
the new book is called The
The
Atlantean.
Atlantean.
Yeah, looks really good. So yeah, maybe barbarians are gonna make a comeback here, and I'll have something I actually like. Uh, but in the meantime, hey, it
Hey,
wasn't
I'm gonna tell
terrible. Just a few
you
things I wasn't.
that you'd like, Shadow. Uh, it's called Superman: Blood of My Ancestors.
Oh, okay.
It's a trip. I may
Hmm.
even send you a copy.
All right,
So you
cool.
can
Yeah, I'd be willing to
read it
read it.
again.
It was the last thing that John Buscema or Gil Kane worked on. They both died on that project.
Oh, that's that one. Okay, I heard about that one. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
Trip, man.
that's crazy. Marv says I'll get mine from Amazon. All right.
Okay. Yeah, they're still out there. They're not
So I'm
exploding.
only drawing Bog today. 10 years of
Oh,
Bog.
so you're gonna do a triple bog tastic overload today.
I'll do as many Bog drawings as I possibly can in color.
Yeah, very cool. All right. It's a lofty goal, my friend. We'll see where you're at 4 o'clock.
Well, I already had 3. So,
No, he's cheating now. He's already got 3 in the bag. Yeah. All right.
yeah, but I did those today already.
Oh, okay.
Started very early.
Tim, you
Yeah.
get up this morning, right? Have you been up since
A
last night still?
little bit after 10.
Oh, wow.
No, a little bit after 11. And then I said, "Oh, high noon."
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't forget. I'm here.
Who saw
I
Captain
was on with
America?
Tank Ferret a little bit last night
Oh, where? Oh, that's cool.
and did the first one, and then I got off early so that I could just relax and watch Black Panther and the Eternals. Some of those Magic Motion comics on
Oh,
disc,
okay. Hmm.
and while I drew, and did 2 more,
That's cool.
which I'll
Hey,
share them again.
Quantum Age Comics, Hex Allen in the house. Good to see you, Hex.
Hey, heck,
Let's go, bro.
see, we had plenty of time left over.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it all the way through that one or not.
He
So we gonna do an unboxing? Hey,
was just talking about how he's
No, I don't
feeling.
think so, man. I'm not really feeling up to it
you're not
today.
feeling it. Okay.
Yeah, may end up this one early and go lay down for a little while before the 4 o'clock.
Crap. Okay.
You get to feeling better, bro.
Yeah, I'm just super sore and achy, man. I think cold weather's getting to me.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I had to go out and do some run around this morning. Of course, I had to go shovel out the car first, so and that's always fun first thing in the morning.
No,
But,
no, it's not. No.
oh, yeah, get out there, make some snowballs, build a snowman, freeze your ass off.
Yeah. We used to build a fort. You know.
Is
Oh, dude, I used to love the snow when I was a kid. I can't stand it
yeah,
now. The older you get, the less impervious to the cold you are,
yeah. And also you got out of school and a lot of
Mm,
I'd get out of school whenever I wanted to anyway, so it wasn't that big a deal.
yeah. Hell, man, I mean, I guess, nowadays they're pretty, they call off school at the drop of a hat for my
Oh
kids.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we used to trudge through freaking 3 feet of snow all winter long, man.
Without
Shit.
shoes, uphill all the way.
Hey,
Uphill both ways.
Heard that the same thing from my grandparents. Come on, man. Who are you kidding?
I, shit, I used to walk to school every day, man, in junior high school and stuff. It
Yeah,
didn't
you
matter
did.
what the temperature was out there.
Remember
Kids
when you
today
could
are
have a gun
bunch of little
rack?
girls.
Remember
Oh,
when
yeah.
you could have a gun rack
Yeah.
in your car?
We had plenty of people had them in their pickup trucks in the high school, man.
Yeah, they would never do that today.
No. You couldn't even have a Nerf gun in there, man. You'd get
We
pulled
got
over
a
and probably
word for that, and it rhymes with pussy.
you get deleted. You're driving around with a fake gun these days. So
yeah.
Daniel
Well, look-
Parker on Rex Hex in Apex next Saturday. Daniel Parker. Why do I know that name, Hex? Who's Daniel Parker?
Peter's cousin.
Ah, okay.
No, I
That
thought
makes
he
sense.
played fun. Oh, that was Fess. Okay.
Boy, I wish we could hear you better. But maybe that's on
He's
my
up
end.
there by his mic now. I hear him
Alright.
fine. Man.
You can hear him fine? Okay. It must be my earbuds to a
It
certain
might
degree.
be. All right. Anyhow, boys, sorry to cut this one short, but I think we're going to end this one today. And I'm going to go
Right.
chill out for a little while. Hail all. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Hail to everyone who does a rewatch. Sorry about the
Yeah.
short one today. And
Hey,
hopefully we'll have something a little more entertaining for you next week.
let's lift
What
you
she
up.
said.
That's all right, everybody. Hail.